Good morning, guys. Today is market trading day, the 15th of June. It is a Monday, and for me, man, it was kind of a horrible day. Like I see Ming over there is wearing a green shirt, so it was probably a pretty good day for Ming. So pretty horrible day for me, but the reason is I was waiting for something to happen that never happened, and the moves I made were for that thing to happen. And because they didn't, I got completely destroyed yesterday. Let me show you what I mean.
Sleep well yesterday?
I slept horribly yesterday. So here you can see my screen, and you can see what happened with SPY yesterday. So you can see I put a couple lines on the board here, and this is what I was kind of waiting to happen yesterday. Is I was waiting for SPY to get well below this line, which was, I put it at 296.77 as the bottom, but I actually had another one here yesterday, which was around the 295. And I was waiting for it to dip close to 295 in order to sell my puts.
Real
And
quick question. How do you know like when you sell when you put a limit order for an option price or something, how do you know what price to set it at that equates to 295?
I'm taking it based upon the current value of the option and then adding the difference. So for instance, if I have a 300 put, strike price 300 put, if SPY drops $1, that's an additional $100 in that put that I
Okay.
should add to it. So I'm estimating, but when it's in the money, it's kind of easy to guesstimate what it should move to, which is just a dollar. A dollar move means $100 in the option. Um, so that is what I put. And I was looking to sell below 296 yesterday. And so I just held on. But I did two more things. I was fully expecting SPY to jump up, hit the 300 mark, drop down to 295, and then go somewhere from there. That didn't happen at all. What it ended up doing was dipping close to 296 down here. I think the low of the day was, 296.74. So it never crossed over any of my thresholds. And then it just ended up rocket riding up. And right in the middle here, as things were going up, I'm still fully expecting it to come back down. So I sold one. I ended up selling two of my SPY calls out of five and buying a SPY put because I was expecting it to come back down. Of course, that never happened. So I think that my prediction today, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be too bad, but I think I'm somewhere around $2,800, if I'm not wrong.
It's interesting. Let's see. I mean, something sounds like something similar happened in the previous trading day too, where there was two kangaroo and you sort of like missed or
Yeah,
missed.
the previous trading day, I also I messed up, but mostly it's because I held on. Sorry, I didn't hold on. I didn't have conviction of where the market was going, and I did things too early. Today, I had conviction of where the market was going, and it never happened. So,
Mm,
and I'm actually not disappointed how I traded yesterday at all. I'm actually really happy that I stuck to my guns. I knew where it was going, and that it didn't work out. I actually think is a little bit strange, rare. And maybe that was just like the news in the market yesterday with the Fed deciding to buy individual corporate bonds and stuff like that. Like there was these factors that caused the market to just continue to rise rather than doing what it normally should have, which is kind of testing out like a low, finding that support, and then going from there. So
yeah.
I'm not disappointed how I played. I just think that it didn't work out in my favor yesterday. So let's go look how bad this is. Here we go. Whoa, even worse than I thought. 2689. I'm down 21%. Oh, very, very painful. Of course, I wish I had kept my other calls here, and you can see what my current positions are. I have these three calls which I'm going to continue holding on to, and you can see I have more puts as well. So I added more puts yesterday, and those have gone down quite heavily. Actually, not as much as I would have expected. Actually, I would have expected these to go down a bit. But what really, really hurt me yesterday, and if we go into my account and look at the history, dun dun dun, you'll see it is those three SPY puts. These
Ooh.
right here, they expired yesterday. They were worth maybe at their peak they were worth $400 yesterday, and they expired worthless. So
Wow.
this is $1,200 just kind of left on the table, and that's really really unfortunate. You can see the two things that I did yesterday, or actually three, which is I sold these two SPY calls, which now would be nice to keep, and I ended up buying these two puts at. I set some limit orders to buy those. So I repositioned into puts because I was expecting it to dip down again after this, and it didn't. So now I have three calls, three puts on SPY. The other things in my account, well, it will help me if the market goes. It'll help me if the market goes up in the next couple of days because I have quite a few calls. But other than that, I'm mostly playing SPY right now, and that was a very painful day in SPY for me yesterday. All right, that's it. Over to you and your super green shirt.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Yes, I am wearing a green shirt today. I don't know how green it will be, but yeah, this was just the first green shirt I could find. Um, I think yesterday was a pretty good day for me. I did some repositioning. Um, when I was, I'm all about allocation now, and it's funny how when you set some rules for yourself and then you break them, you tend to make mistakes. But I gave myself 35 minutes to make trades last night, and when I was done, I was sitting at sort of like an allocation of 15% puts, 13% cash, and 70% calls. I,
Wow.
I wish I had kept that, but as I said, I extended my trading by 5 minutes, and I ended up bringing my allocation to 8% cash, 27% puts, 65% calls. And I also think I placed a limit order for more puts. So it shouldn't really affect my calls too much. I'm still sitting on 60% calls. But either way, again, set your rules and stick to them. I only make mistakes when I break my rules for some reason. But anyway, let's open it up. I ended Friday at about 8.5. I think that, fingers crossed, I should be around 9.5 today. Ready to click portfolio? Oh,
Whoa.
10.6. Love it.
Amazing. Well done.
Quite a big jump. 10.6 from 8.5, 25%. Let's see. Yeah, the Draft Kings just exploded yesterday, but let me just walk you through the what I did. So I guess I did quite a bunch of things yesterday. Was that June 15th? Oh yeah. Well, the first thing I did was I got rid of my puts. Um, I these puts were really nicely in the money. I guess I sold my first one for $800. I bought it for just give me a second. Let me just open up so I can speak. I can explain what I actually bought them at. It's a lot easier. Actually, nah, forget it. I I bought them at around 400, so that was pretty nice. The real crazy put that I really gained a lot on was Marriott, right? If I'm not wrong, I bought it for $170, so it 10x'd in a week or so. So one five. So I cleared all this up. I bought, and then I decided to try to buy some calls. Um, last night before I opened up my app, my initial, this is for some reason, it's not really, I don't know whether it's an order, but basically I wrote down two rules last night. One was get some cash, and number two was buy some further out calls. So actually, what I did very early on in the night was that, sorry, it's not chronological, but do you see the top here, my Facebook 240 call expiring this Friday? I got rid of it at quite a steep loss. But I was like, okay, I just don't like holding on to such short-term calls. So I sold that. And instead I bought Facebook. So you see 240 calls, June 19th, I sold, but I ended up buying, if you see right here, the top one, Facebook, July 17th, 240 calls. I bought two of them. So quite expensive, $638 per call. But I just wanted to position it further out. And I also bought some Facebook puts to balance it out. And oh yeah, I bought some SPY calls at 306 when it was at 300. So
that is a great price.
Thank you. Yeah, I always get a bit nervous. I'm always net bullish, but I got a bit nervous, so I bought more puts to offset. So I bought like one. Yeah, I believe I bought one SPY put June 19th, 298. That will probably expire, worthless. But given how volatile the market is, I'm happy holding on to that. And I also bought some Facebook puts at 225, just in case. I'm so heavily invested in Facebook now that I just thought maybe just add some downside protection as well. So if you look here, I think that my biggest gainers yesterday, well definitely DraftKings. Did you see how much it went up by?
Yeah, it was like over 10%, right?
Yeah, it's insane. 13.31%. I mean, mad.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm glad I held on to that call. That's the beauty of, for me, like that's why I love buying like calls at least a month out. So I can just hold them. Yeah, my Facebook calls gained decently. They didn't do too much, but yeah, I gained on all these. So I'm actually holding. What am I holding now? I'm holding 235 calls expiring this Friday. I have 265 in August and July 17, 240. So hopefully we see a jump in Facebook soon, and that will probably drive the majority of my gains if I do get any. Wow. Okay. So the SPY calls did really nicely too. In fact, those are my biggest gainers.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah, you bought for 300 and now you've gone up quite nicely. That's incredible.
What is it now? Yeah, it's almost doubled. So SPY for the win. And these expire June 22nd. And I just have, you can see I'm slowly transforming my entire portfolio into just SPY and Facebook. Yeah. So that's really it. Very happy, I guess, with how things turned out. And I don't know. It just seems like when things go down, I buy up, and things go up, I buy down. But and I obviously I wish. Yeah, I wish. Anyway, the only thing I would have changed about last night is if I had waited to buy my puts. I got too nervous. I thought that they might like go down again, but overall, I'm not complaining. Very happy with last night. So, yeah, that's it from me. Any questions? No, you good?
No, I'm really excited to see you rebalancing your portfolio this way. I think it's incredibly smart to play just a couple of ticker symbols or stock tickers instead of trying to do what we were doing before. I'm also steadily just really focusing on SPY. I'm taking some minor bets here and there, maybe that'll have outsized returns, but mostly it's just SPY that I'm trying to really figure out. And what I love about it is that it's relatively stable yet volatile.
Yeah.
And the returns are there.
Yeah.
Like it moves $10 relatively easily. And so if you correctly predict where it's going to go, then you have a really, really nice return. And I'm really enjoying playing SPY more than I am playing anything else. So we'll continue doing it.
Me too. I have to say, I'm so I'm so amazed by SPY, how it I don't know whether it's just a heavily traded stock, but like I'm really amazed, right? The
Yeah.
gain on, oh well, oh wait, so actually it's probably because, do you think that like the gains just jump exponentially once you're in the money?
Yes.
Ah, that's
Every
why.
dollar, every
Sorry.
dollar is $100. Every dollar change in SPY is $100. For instance, these if SPY went up to 320 tomorrow, it's $1,200 per call that you have there. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Right, right.
So yeah, this is what I realized last week is that if I'm in SPY and correctly predict it, and even yesterday I had these puts that were in the money worth like $300+ if I had sold them. And so it can move very, very quickly away from you or in your favor. So if you can predict it well over the course of, let's just say, even with 60% accuracy over the course of months, you
Yeah,
can earn a lot.
yeah,
And that's very exciting to me.
yeah,
So that's why I'm spending so much time looking at the SPY chart, putting these lines on there where I think it'll get to, where I don't, and just kind of testing my hypotheses, whether it's going to hit that or not. And then once I have that, then I can trade based upon that conviction. Otherwise, I'm just trading completely on emotion, feeling, and not much on anything else.
yeah. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks very much for watching. These are really crazy times to be trading. Really fun, actually, to be playing volatility. Um, and I guess sometimes sometimes you get lucky. I think all I can say is that so far, what seems to have worked for me is uh, simply just trying to play both sides. But definitely, when things are looking south, when share prices are crashing, just remembering to load up on your calls, because the memories of our SPY puts in March are still hard to forget. There's just so much pressure for share prices to increase. I feel like we've talked about this before. I feel like the market really is rigged. So don't. I would not. I would not bet against the. I would not bet for like prices to keep coming down, or at least you
Yeah,
can keep those very speculative, short term, get some gains, sell. Whereas the calls, I think you can have a much longer term view on them. So that's my take so far.
makes sense. I like
Alrighty,
it.
thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.